It's time to rank UFC champions from worst to best based on the GOAT potential in their division. We'll be talking about the fighters on screen now. All 9 UFC champions. We have the male fighters only. And then we have 5 categories. We have the no-shot tier. You're not becoming the GOAT of your division. I'm sorry to tell you. Next up, we have the I doubt it tier. Maybe you can, but I highly, highly doubt you're going to be the GOAT of your division. There's a chance. There's a chance you might not. It's kind of up in the air. I expect it. You should become the GOAT of your division. You are good enough. I think you are that skilled. I expect you to be the GOAT of your division. Or maybe you're already the GOAT. Maybe you are already the GOAT of your division and you just need to further your legacy. Let's get into it. In the no-shot category, we have Alex Pereira. Now, we all love Alex Pereira. He's one of the most unique fighters in UFC history. I think he's arguably top 10 of all time. But we have an issue. Who is the light heavyweight GOAT? It's Jon Jones. That's the issue. Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. How is Alex Pereira going to surpass Jon Jones' legacy at light heavyweight? He's already 36. Now, I do think Alex Pereira is in his mixed martial arts prime. I think you compare what he did in the beginning of his UFC career to now, he is at his best right now. This man is in his 2015 Fetty Wap era, 2015 Odell. He's in his prime right now. But the thing is, he's older, Jon Jones is the GOAT, and are there enough guys in the light heavyweight division to really push Alex Pereira over the edge? This isn't an Ilia Topuria situation where he's knocking out 2 top 7 guys of all time. Alex Pereira is fighting the Jamal Hills, the Yuri Prochazkas. Now, those are great championship-level fighters, but they're not guys that are going to put Alex Pereira over the edge. I don't think he has a real shot. Now, it's not any fault of his own, to be honest. It's just he's got to compete with Jon Jones. How the hell are you supposed to do that? I don't know. Next up, the last fighter in the no-shot tier. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. We have Belal Muhammad. Now, you could see a trend. Alex Pereira needs to go up against Jon Jones. Belal Muhammad needs to go up against George St. Pierre. Now, maybe I could have put Belal Muhammad in the I doubt it tier, but he is also a little bit older like Alex Pereira. Is he going to have enough fights to really put his name in the hat with the likes of George St. Pierre? I'm not too sure. Now, I do think when building an all-time list, the resume is the most important thing. Belal is building a pretty decent resume for only having 1 title fight win, but if he beats the likes of Shavkat, JDM, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's enough to really put his name above GSP. He's also a little bit older. He's not, a young fighter. He won't be in the game for too long. Maybe I could have put him in the I doubt it tier, but I think it's a very long shot for Belal Muhammad becoming the greatest welterweight of all time. Maybe he's number 2. At the end of the day, when he calls it quits, maybe he's number 2. Let's move on to the I doubt it tier. At number 7, I have Jon Jones. Now, originally, I had Jon Jones at number 9. There's no way this man's going to become the greatest heavyweight of all time. Stipe is already the GOAT. Jon Jones only has 1 fight left, maybe. But, there's a world where Jon Jones says, all right, I'm just going to fight Tom Aspinall. We'll see if I win. Now, do I think Jon Jones beats Tom Aspinall? No. But that's why he's in the I doubt it tier. Jon Jones maybe beats Tom Aspinall. If he beats Tom Aspinall, okay, this man is starting to build something at the heavyweight division. This is where Alex Pereira comes into play. If Jon Jones can beat Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira, I don't care. I'm calling him the heavyweight GOAT. I don't care. Tom Aspinall, I think, is the greatest heavyweight or the best heavyweight we've ever seen. I think he's going to go down as the GOAT. But if Jon Jones can beat him and Pereira, I'm sorry, Stipe. Jon Jones is the heavyweight GOAT. I'm sorry. I'm putting my hands up. I'm sorry. But he's still in the I doubt it tier because I don't think he beats Tom Aspinall. I'm not sure if he fights Tom Aspinall. And even if he does beat Tom Aspinall, is he going to fight Alex Pereira? I'm not too sure. There's a bunch of question marks. That's why Jon Jones has to go in the I doubt it tier. Next up in the I doubt it tier. We're moving on. There's a chance. We got Alexandre Pantoja. Now, I think Pantoja is a lot closer to being the flyweight GOAT than a lot of people are giving him credit for, because this man is lapping the division like it's goddamn Mario Kart. This man is beating Brandon Moreno. He's going to probably beat Kai Kara-France. Again, he fought him in some Ultimate Fighter season. He's beaten Roy Val. He's beaten Kopp. These are really good guys. And as I said, when creating an all-time list, resume is the most important thing. Now, he is competing with a very good fighter. Quite the fighter. Demetrius Johnson, maybe the most skilled fighter we've ever seen. But the names on DJ's resume are not close to the names on Alexandre Pantoja's resume. Brandon Moreno, one of the most skilled fighters we have in the UFC, doesn't get talked about. Pantoja's beating this guy on multiple occasions. Say Pantoja gets 3-4 more title defenses. I'm sorry, guys. We got to say it. He is the flyweight GOAT. I know he's not as skilled as Demetrius Johnson, but when you compare their resumes at the end of the day, there is a chance Alexandre Pantoja goes down as the flyweight GOAT. I'm just saying it. Open up the mind to it, people. There's a real chance Alexandre Pantoja can do it. Let's move on to the guy at number 5. I have Dricus Du Plessis. There's a chance he overtakes Anderson Silva. The big roadblock, Khamzat Chimaev. This is the thing. Khamzat Chimaev is the best or top 2 offensive grappler in UFC history. Dricus Du Plessis has to beat him. Now, if Dricus Du Plessis can beat Khamzat Chimaev, just Khamzat, you can make a legitimate argument that this man is the greatest middleweight of all time. Wins over Darren Till. All right. Derek Brunson. All right. Robert Whittaker. Okay. Oh, shit. All right. Israel Adesanya. Very interesting. Sean Strickland. Twice. Okay. Khamzat Chimaev. You add Khamzat Chimaev to that resume. That's a very strong resume, and I think you can make a serious argument that he would be the middleweight GOAT. Now say, I don't want to call him the middleweight GOAT after Khamzat. One more win, a win over Imavov or Braulio. I think he's the middleweight GOAT. The problem is Khamzat Chimaev, as I said, I don't think he beats Khamzat. I think Khamzat beats everybody in one round. Khamzat is the best round 1 fighter we've seen in UFC history, in my opinion. This man is that good. His grappling is that good. No disrespect to Dricus, top 5 pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now, but I would pick Khamzat Chimaev to submit Dricus Du Plessis in the early rounds. Khamzat is too good. But if Dricus Du Plessis can get it done, he is already in contention to being the middleweight GOAT. That's why he has to crack the top 5 of my list. Let's move on to the I expect it tier. Ilia Topuria, one of the best fighters we've ever seen. Maybe the best skill set we've ever seen. Yeah, I said it. Ilia Topuria is this good. He's the best featherweight we've ever seen. We haven't seen a combination of skill ever in the featherweight division. We haven't. We have not seen a guy who could box at this level, strike at this level, and also wrestle and grapple at this level. He's knocked out 2 top 7 UFC fighters of all time. Max Holloway, never been KO'd. Ilia Topuria knocked him out. Volkanovski knocked him out. Best back-to-back wins in UFC history. Best skill set we've seen in featherweight history. If he beats Lopez and say Evloev, featherweight GOAT. Easy, no debate. The only reason he's not 1, 2, or 3 on this list is because he's talked about moving to the lightweight division. He's talked about the best fight in UFC history, the fight with Islam Makhachev. If that happens and he goes up, cool, I want to see it. I want to see Topuria Makhachev. People that don't want to see that fight and are like, Topuria needs to defend more, needs to prove himself. If you think Topuria is not the real deal, you're out of your mind. With all due respect to you, we need Topuria Makhachev. But if Topuria goes up, I don't think he's done quite enough in the featherweight division to call him greater than Alexander Volkanovski. But if I have to put Topuria in a tier, I expect it. I think maybe he'll fight one more time at the featherweight division. Does the Islam Makhachev fight happen immediately? I'm not too sure. When it's all said and done, I expect Ilia Topuria to be the greatest featherweight of all time because he's the best featherweight we've ever seen. He's got the best back-to-back wins in UFC history, I expect it. This man is so good. Let's move on to number 3. Tom Aspinall. I expect it, man. Come on. This man is the greatest heavyweight we've ever seen in terms of skill set. He is the best heavyweight we have ever seen. He's ragdolling the entire division. We got the greatest fighter of all time running from him. Or supposedly running from him. I think if Tom Aspinall fights Jon Jones, I think he does beat Jon Jones. And even if that happens, say he beats Jon Jones one fight only, I would call him the heavyweight GOAT. I would call him the heavyweight GOAT if this man can go in there and finish Jon Jones inside 2 rounds. I think it happens. I think he does that. I would call him the heavyweight GOAT. I expect it from Tom Aspinall. He's the best heavyweight we've ever seen. I expect it. And after Jon Jones, who is there? He's beaten everybody. He'll beat Cyril Gane, okay. Maybe Jailton Almeida, that's another good name. He's beaten Volkov. He's beaten Blades. He's beaten Pavlovich. He's beaten Spivak. Come on, man. This guy's the best heavyweight we've ever seen. Heavyweight we've ever seen. I'm mumbling over my words. This is how good he is. I expect it from Tom Aspinall. He's going to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. But we got one more tier. Who is already the GOAT of their division? Merab Dvalishvili. This man, in my opinion, is the undisputed bantamweight GOAT. His resume is nasty. It is absolutely nasty. I know he's only he's only been champion for not too long, but the resume, as I said, is most important. He's beaten Umar Nurmagomedov, who is, in my opinion, a top 10 UFC fighter right now. I don't care that he lost. Sean O'Malley, one of the best strikers we have in the UFC right now, underrated fighter, in my opinion. Petr Yan dominated him. Dominated Petr Yan. Who does that? He's beaten, who else did he beat? Jose Aldo, one of the greatest fighters of all time. He beat him up, beat Marlon Moraes. This guy's got a crazy resume, and he's a cheat code. This man's got the greatest cardio we've ever seen. You compare his resume and his dominance to anybody in the bantamweight division, it's not close. This man's the bantamweight GOAT. I mean, it's insane. This man, he's a cheat code. Some alien life form dropped this man on Earth because he's not fair. He's a cheat code. He's going to beat every bantamweight. I don't think any bantamweight stands a chance. He's just unbeatable. But at number 1, the clearest GOAT in any division is Islam Makhachev. Maybe the best fighter we've ever seen in terms of skill set. He is the trickiest guy to beat, in my opinion. He's like a very difficult puzzle to solve. You have a guy who is elite on the ground, and his grappling is superb, perfect. And then you have a guy who is also insanely good on the feet, insanely good counter striker. His defensive striking is elite. How do you beat him? And you compare his resume to Khabib's, it's night and day, people. We have Khabib's, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, great fighters. But Islam Makhachev is going out there and finishing Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski, twice Dustin Poirier, and Renato Moicano. Not to mention Arman Tsarukyan, Dan Hooker. This man is the lightweight GOAT. And say he beats Arman Tsarukyan. Say he beats Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria. He is the greatest fighter of all time. He's the greatest fighter of all time. I don't care. The names on that resume would be ridiculous. The names would just be insane. Nothing else. Enough said. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Peace out.